Hello, you're watching the Katy Sissine Show, addressing the indoctrination of the nation. As always, I'm your host, Katy Sissine. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at Katy FYNTV. That's Fetch Your News. And also you can purchase merch at fetchyournews.com. Now, Monday we started talking about some good stuff with the reinstatement of the immigration order, of the travel ban, the rejection of the reinstatement of the travel ban, and how that's an unfortunate, loss right now. But we're still working toward getting that travel ban reinstated. And in order to protect our national security, we had a guest caller speak with us. That was very nice. Yesterday, we started to discuss Betsy DeVos, new Secretary of Education, who has taken a lot of heat from the people as well as Washington. There's a big parallel, I feel, with DeVos and Mr. Trump in the way that they've been targeted by the media. Of course, Trump has been targeted tenfold as he is president, now commander-in-chief, and DeVos is Secretary of Education within the cabinet. So, of course, she's been attacked on a smaller scale. But I see the parallel in that DeVos is not in the inner circle of education. She does have experience with education reform in Michigan, in her home state. And her home city, Holland, in Michigan, there were actually a significant amount of protest against her in her hometown, which is very disheartening because you think that, someone who builds themselves up as a political figure and wants to do great things for the American country in the name of the Constitution, you would want her hometown at least to show her support. And, but, it just seems that they're very much against it because of the, political rhetoric that's usually given in that particular Democratic state. Now, anyway, I don't want to marinate on that for too long here. We went on, to discuss the pros and cons with some, commenters from debate.org. We talked about someone who was pro-privatization, who supports DeVos essentially, who says that privatization enhances the quality of education because we are, given funding. Schools will be given funding based on performance and not just arbitrarily given the same amount of funding as we would in a federal system. And we had a dissenter who said that our founders knew that a public system of education was a guarantor of democracy. But I feel like the dissenter, whose name is Badams, B-A-A-D-A-M-S, from debate.org, I feel like, Badams is really, he's missing the entire idea of capitalism. Now, privatization, he or she goes on to say, privatizing our education system would place the economic and social responsibility of preparing our citizenry in the hands of businesses motivated by financial profit. Well, I don't really see how that's a deterrent for privatization of education. I don't see how that's a direct deterrent. I didn't get to argue this point the last episode. And then he or she goes on to say, however flawed, our public education system is governed largely by elected school boards who serve at the will of the people. Not so much. And do they serve with vigor? Do they serve with life? Why would they? Because they're all going to be arbitrarily given the same amount of money because they're not rated on product. They're not rated on performance. They're just arbitrarily given the same amount of money as everyone else. So I disagree with that as well. And then here she says, placing our children's academic preparation in the hands of private providers subjects us to the risk of entrusting their futures to the lowest bidder. No, it's all about the highest bidder. It's whoever has the best performance gets the highest bid, and so on and so forth. And the idea is that all schools receive a sufficient amount of funding for the students that they will educate. And these schools will range from various sizes in various neighborhoods. And let's put it like this. This person sides so much with just so much against privatizing education. Do you ever think about how much control of our students, how much control of our students we're allowing the government to take control of by not trying to privatize our education, by having to meet these federal regulations for education, and even, I mean, in all regards of the school system. It's absolutely absurd. Anyway, after we discussed the debate.org, we discussed protests against DeVos in our hometown of Holland, Michigan, which was very sad. One man said we need qualified people that to support the mission of those departments to lead their department. And that made me say, wow, because he must not be aware that DeVos is openly and publicly praised by Lamar Alexander, senior senator from Tennessee. A mind behind, or Every Student Succeeds Act is ESSA. He is a head mind behind ESSA, the Every Student Succeeds Act, which was passed under the Obama administration in 2015, signed in on December 10th. It governs the United States K-12 public education policy. And we have a screenshot here from educationworld.com addressing the ESSA and Lamar Alexander on DeVos. ESSA architect Lamar Alexander has expressed his support of DeVos's nomination. Main architect behind the nation's new education legislation, that's Alexander, main architect behind ESSA, former education secretary and current chairman of the Senate's Education Committee, Lamar Alexander, has expressed support for DeVos' nomination. He said, a main architect behind the nation's new education legislation passed by Obama, said DeVos is an excellent choice, not a good choice, not an okay choice. Alexander said she is an excellent choice. Alexander led a bipartisan effort to get ESSA passed, helping a desperate country leave behind the long expired No Child Left Behind, which failed, obviously. Given that ESSA goes into effect long after the Obama administration is gone, it will go into effect next school year. The support of one of its major champions is a good sign, so we can take that away. I think it's a great sign because now that Trump is in office and we're making America great, people ask me how I'm doing. I say great because we're making America great again. And Betsy DeVos is a big part of that. And Lamar Alexander would say we're making it excellent. He says DeVos is an excellent choice. And I very much agree with that, obviously. So we have a main architect who helped devise the ESSA to have America come back from the failure of the No Child Left Behind. And he's the main architect, Republican. He brought Democrats and Republicans together to pass this act, and he supports DeVos. Great. I feel totally confident in DeVos with Alexander's approval because Alexander is the main architect of the ESSA. So, without further ado, let's move on to the cabinet and facts on featured members that I have chosen from the cabinet, arbitrarily or not. That's up to you, but just to exemplify and show off some people in the cabinet. So here we go. On February 8th, Trump announced 24 official people of his cabinet, including VP Pence, Secretary of State Tillerson, Secretary of Defense Mattis, and Secretary of Education DeVos, of Homeland Security John F. Kelly, and many more. Here's a photo of Miss Elaine Chao. We're going to start off with Elaine Chao. She's our first featured cabinet member of 3 this week. We're not including DeVos because DeVos was making headlines, although she's also in cabinet. Our first featured official cabinet member this week is Chao, Elaine Chao. All right, so Elaine Chao is Secretary of Transportation. She's been switched from Secretary of Labor to Secretary of Transportation. She has been in the cabinet for some time now. You can go to her website, ElaineLChao.com, and read these facts about her and more. Elaine Chao is the 24th U.S. Secretary of Labor, and she was the first American woman of Asian descent to be appointed to the President's cabinet. and she immigrated to the US at 8 years old. So here we have a woman of Asian descent who's in the president's cabinet. Now, although she is, married to a very important member of the U.S. government, people want to say that, she needs to be in the cabinet because she's with McConnell. But there's no proof in that. She's, married to Kentucky Senior Senator Mitch McConnell, Republican and Senate Majority Leader since January 2015. So she was in the cabinet. Oh, well, he was, so she's been in the cabinet for quite some time. And if they wanted her out, they would have ousted her. Okay, there's no need to leave somebody in the system of government just because they're married to Mitch McConnell. This appointment by Trump proves against many accusations overtly made in the media, in protests, etc., saying that he is a racist and a sexist. Not only did he appoint DeVos newly as Secretary of Education, but he reappointed Chao and put her in a new position as Secretary of Transportation and gave her a new role. So obviously, he's working with women, he's working with Asian Americans, he's working with Black Americans. These harassments upon Trump just need to stop. And all the evidence you need is just checking out his cabinet and the people he works with on a daily basis. I mean, one of his very close advisors is his own daughter, Ivanka, who's shown herself to be a very successful independent entrepreneur. Anyway, we got to take a break. That's all the time we have for now. I'll be right back with you with part 2, and we'll move on to our other members of cabinet.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
It's a new year. New you at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper. Ring in the new year with huge deals on a brand new Ford. Right now, get exceptional offers like 0% financing plus a $1,500 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford F-150 XLT. Or get 0% financing plus a $1,000 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford Explorer. Make your resolution a reality during the New Year, New You sales event at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper, home of the Schottenkirk Customer Guarantee. Visit us online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Welcome back to the Katy Sissine Show, addressing the indoctrination of the nation. And now we're talking about Miss Elaine Chao. Elaine Chao, Secretary of Transportation, and we discussed that she is the first Asian American woman to be appointed to the President's Cabinet in our nation's history. She immigrated to the U.S. at 8 years old. She served in the Peace Corps, and she's married to Kentucky Senior Senator Mitch McConnell, Republican and Senate Majority Leader since January 2005 or 2015. And this appointment proves many accusations, as I said previously, that Trump is supposedly a racist or misogynist, and that's just simply not true. So there's much evidence of that, and I encourage you to research it if you still doubt it. Now we're moving on to Mike Pompeo, the next featured member of cabinet. Mike Pompeo is now the director of CIA, appointed by Trump. He was the founder of Thayer Aerospace, so self-made man, CEO of a company. He was elected to Congress in 2010 on the Tea Party ticket and is now serving his third term prior to his position in Trump's cabinet. He is openly against Clinton and in favor of Trump. He was during the presidential campaigning. And he's a very hard-line, Republican, a very strict Republican. And he is aligned with Trump on the Snowden issue, for instance. He believes that Edward Snowden should be brought back for a hearing. And he expressed a firm stance against Edward Snowden for releasing his official documents and has called for his punishment and a tough sentence. He believes that Snowden endangered the American people by releasing those official documents, that Stellarwind was, violating our rights to privacy by tracking our communications. Now, I don't completely agree with Pompeo or Trump on that issue, but they're individuals and I'm an individual, and that's one place where we part ways, and that's okay. I still want to make America great again. And Sonny Perdue is our third featured member of cabinet. And, there he is in the background, of course. Okay, so Sonny Perdue III, Secretary of Agriculture from Georgia. This is our guy from Georgia. And I don't just want to talk about Sonny Perdue. I want to defend some of the junk that people are saying about him on the media. And he is former governor of Georgia from 2003 to 2011. He is former agribusiness owner and a revered church and community member, a well-respected member of his community. Now, there was this article posted on Mother Jones titled 5 Sketchy Facts About Trump's Pick for USDA Chief, aka Sonny Perdue, Secretary of Agriculture. The article from motherjones.com, as you can see in the picture if you'd like to check it out for yourself, you can tell that it's biased just from the title. It's, saying that these facts about Perdue are apparently sketchy. So let's defend these apparently sketchy facts, or at least some of them. It said in the article that he was a big fan of the Confederacy. Wow. So what are they trying to say? Are they trying to say that he's a racist and that he still holds on to racist beliefs? I guess that's what they're trying to say. But let me just give some facts right here. Now, it is a common misconception that the reason for the Civil War was to abolish slavery. Going back to the Civil War, slavery was the most contentious aspect of the Civil War. So that's the issue of racism, was the most contentious aspect of Civil War. Yet, the war was actually about state rights and limits of federal government power. So that is a common misconception. And so his support and his being a fan of the Confederacy shows that he supports state rights and having local law put into place so that we're not controlled by one big federal body that can't in any possible way understand local communities as well as the local community can, and those chosen within it, and then that branch out to the state community, and the regional, and then the national. Anyway, another criticism said, Perdue enacted severe voter ID laws. So, my first question was, is this supposed to make him look bad? Well, apparently Mother Jones thinks so. Mother Jones calls voter fraud vanishingly rare and calls it a myth. Interesting, because as technology increases, fraud increases, and that's inevitable until we prevent it. Voter ID laws will only make U.S. elections more legitimate. So why would they use this to make Perdue look bad? Oh, they're trying to make a point that he is opposed to immigrants. Maybe he wants all the immigrants out. And he's some kind of, supremacist. I don't know what they're trying to say, but they're trying to say something here without really saying it to you. Mitigating the number of illegitimate voters will benefit the Republican Party, of course, at the expense of the Democratic Party. This is not a coincidence, people. The Democratic Party has benefited from voter fraud, not the Republican Party. So maybe they weren't calling him supremacist. Maybe they were just trying to, just get more of the Democrats on their side. It's no surprise. You get my drift here, I'm sure. Right, so they're connoting that voter ID laws are bad, which would be bad for the Democratic Party, though, not the Republican Party, which is in the White House. And they also said he championed immigration crackdown. So more attacks on him attacking immigration. Well, again, is that supposed to be is that supposed to be bad? That's my question. Mother Jones calls immigration crackdowns a racially tinged fantasy. So there they go with race. I mean, they went all the way back to the Civil War. I mean, they're really digging deep here. I mean, in my opinion, that's uncalled for and unmerited. Okay, calling it a racially tinged fantasy is totally uncalled for. And Georgia's foreign-born residents come to 10% of Georgia's total population. I don't know if anyone's aware of that, but Georgia has a relatively high amount of immigrants living in its population in ratio to non-immigrants. So it's not only a federal issue, but it's more of a state issue in Georgia than it is federally, relative to most states. And half of the immigrants that come here are of Latin American descent. And this includes South America, all of it, Central America, the Caribbean, so you name it. Anyway, we're out of time for today, but I want to remind you all to support DeVos, to support Chao, to support Pompeo, even if you don't agree with his hard stance against Snowden or other whistleblowers. And finally, to support Mr. Sonny Perdue, former governor of Georgia, and now in DC as the Secretary of Agriculture. He has made a name for himself. He's a self-made man. And that's all I've got for today for the Katy Sissine Show. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Please follow me on Twitter at katyfyntv.com.